Hey, I'm Keenum, and in this episode, we're going to talk about the UV index.
Dashel. That's Dashel. But where's mine at? I don't know where he is. I don't know. Malcolm, stand up.
We're going to talk about the UV index today. Now, what is the UV index? It is a scale from 0 and it goes all the way up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and even beyond to let us know how strong the sunlight is. So the bigger the number on the UV index, the more powerful the sunlight is. Now, there are a lot of different factors that go into the UV index. Well, what does UV even mean? It means ultraviolet. There are lots of kinds of light that we can see. God created so many different kinds of visible light, like the colors of the rainbow that we can see, and then he made other forms of light that we can't see with our eyes. Whoa! So when we look at a rainbow out in the sky, not only is that a promise that God would never flood the earth again, but it's also a good picture of all the different colors of light that we can see. Well, UV light, ultraviolet light, is a special kind of light that we get from our sunlight that we can't see with our eyes. And there are several different factors that go into telling us, well, what happens when there's sunlight outside and how much is okay for us to have when we're outside playing. First of all, if we are close to the equator, whoa, that means that we are at a higher risk for getting direct sunlight. We're closer to the sun than someone that might be elsewhere on the earth. So that matters. It also matters what time it is. In the middle of the day, say 12 o'clock, the UV index will be higher because the sunlight is more directly pointing at us. But at say 6 o'clock at night, the sunlight isn't pointing directly at us as much. It comes in at a different angle, so the UV index will be smaller, like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Whereas in the middle of the day, it can be a bigger number, 8, 9, 10, or even more. It also matters what season we are in. So if it is in the winter, the UV index will be lower during the day. And then during the summer, the UV index will be 8, 9, 10, maybe even more, easily in the middle of the day during the summer. And then it starts to taper off. It starts to go down a little bit during the spring or the fall. In addition to that, we have other factors that influence how high the UV index is. Like if we are on the water, well, the water is like a big giant mirror to the sunlight. It's really bright, and so the UV index will be bigger there. Or if we're on top of a mountain, the UV index will be a little bit more if we're on top of a mountain because we're closer to the sun. Or if we are on snow, the sunlight bounces off the snow because the snow is very reflective. And so the UV index could be higher if we are on the snow. Well, what about sand? Sand can also bounce light, and so the UV index could be higher if we are surrounded by sand. If it's gloomy outside and a lot of clouds are blocking the sunlight, the UV index will be low. So you can go outside and play in the rain and have fun and not worry so much about the UV index. Again, if it's later in the day, if the sun is setting, the UV index will be lower. So you can go outside and enjoy that beautiful sunset that God created. If you are near the ocean and a sandy beach, you can bet during the middle of the day the UV index is going to be really high, like 9, 10, or even more, because all of that water can reflect the sunlight, and the sand does as well. So you have to be careful. What are some of the things you can do to protect yourself from ultraviolet light? Well, if you need it, sunscreen. But certainly, we can all take precautions like playing in the shade, taking breaks, drinking lots of water to make sure we don't get what's called heat exhaustion, or even worse, dun dun dun, the heat stroke. You want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself when you go outside and play. Be sure to talk to your parent, grandparent, aunt, uncle, maybe Pirate Sam, to see what you need to take care of yourself when you go out and play in the sunlight for long periods of time. I wanna play outside today. The UV index is one hooray. Going to have so much fun when we're hanging out in the sun. Wanna play outside today. The UV index is two hooray. Call your friends, Susie Q, Pirate Sam, or Kangaroo. I wanna play outside today. The UV index is five hooray. Wanna go out for a drive. Yes, we are feeling alive. I wanna play outside today. The UV index is six hooray. Hey now, watch out. The sun is bright, let's scream and shout. I wanna play outside today. The UV index is 9, oh no. Oh no, oh no, that's really powerful. UV index is 10 today. Be careful if you play. Take a break, get some shade. Don't forget to hydrate. Hey, smash the big red subscribe button if you haven't already, so you don't miss any of these math videos. And if you need more, just head on over to the website right here in the corner, and you'll find additional resources for your early childhood math needs. We'll do these videos as often as we can. See you around. God bless.
Keenumbers.